Thank you very much for having me on this platform. I really appreciate you, especially Dr. Imran Malik and Azra and Zanti, your co-hosts. I appreciate all of you. I really enjoyed the session. I really enjoyed the participation of Roy Anderson from UK, Dr. Medini from Malaysia, and Nakil from India. So I really appreciate their participation, and we learned a lot of things from all these three participants. And even we are learning from Madam Azra and Dr. Imran Malik and Zanti as co-hosts. So our main topic is basically uh, leaders' challenges during pandemic COVID-19. This is I would like to introduce myself. I'm Naveed Anjum from Pakistan, and I have served for 4 years in Middle East. I was serving as a CEO of Middle East International School Al Kharj. It has basically 7 schools in different countries of Middle East, like in Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, and 4 schools in Saudi Arabia. So I was working there in CEO. Right now, I'm here in Pakistan and working in a very prestigious organization, District Public School. While living in Saudi Arabia, I had been, getting a very good achievement awards. Like in 2014, I got achievement award. KMCC Saudi National winner I am, and then KMC and RSC Saudi National Award winner. And likewise, I got Achievement Award in 2014 and then in 2016. So this is my short introduction. Thank you very much. Have, we are facing three main challenges, like academic challenges, and number two, we have financial challenges, and number three, we have students dropout challenges. So these three main challenges we are facing. As we know that more than 185 countries are suffering from this pandemic, COVID-19, and then 106 billion students are out of the schools when we talk about global scenario. And even in Pakistan, 1.4 million students are out of school. So this is a very serious situation. It's not an ordinary situation. That 1.6 billion from all over the world, the students are out of schools. So the first, I would like to come to the, academic issues, but in academic, how we are facing problems. Uh, we after this pandemic, we are completely dependent on distance learning, as we all know, that we don't have any other option. And the only option we have to teach our student through online resources. And what I believe that distance learning can never be the substitute of regular learning. Now, I would like to brief it because it's very important to brief how distance learning can never be the substitute of the regular learning. Uh, as the teachers are in the classrooms, they use multiple teaching methodologies. They use multiple learning approaches. Uh, if any teacher is teaching English subject, then he or she has to use grammar translation method, or direct method, or lingual method. If any teacher is teaching, uh, uh, social sciences, he or she has to use cooperative learning, group discussion. If the teachers are teaching, science subjects, then project-based learning and activity-based learning and demonstration method. So for each subject, the teacher is teaching a particular lesson, group discussion. If the teachers are teaching, science subjects, then project-based learning and activity-based learning and demonstration method. So for each subject, the teacher is teaching a particular lesson. But when we come towards the distance learning, what happens that during distance learning, students are passive. Only, the teachers are doing their work on online, and they are playing active role, but the students are very passive. So when the students are passive, that cannot be an ideal learning approach. How it cannot be an ideal learning approach? When there is no interaction between the teacher and the students, then that cannot be an ideal learning approaches. It is just like, if we talk about distance learning, it's just like as students are passive, and there is no interaction at all. And it is just like a behaviorism learning approach. In behaviorism learning approach, as we all know that in behaviorism, the students are passive and only the teacher is active. And now in this era, this learning approach is not encouraged worldwide. So right now, what learning approaches are ideal? The constructivism approach, is being considered everywhere in the world. What is constructivism, learning approach? That in this particular approach, all the, students are active, and even the teachers are active. In that constructivism approach, learning approach, it's just by learning by doing, and the students learn through experiences. And it is only happening, when there is interaction between the teachers and the students. So this is the main academic issue we are facing in our schools. We are unable to, teachers are unable to use methodologies, teachers are unable to use proper learning approaches. So it can never be a substitute. A distance learning can never be a substitute of regular learning. This is my main, point of view here. Second, another reason of online learning is that, or online teaching is that, and that is a challenge for leaders, that all the students are not in a position to avail internet opportunities. Especially when I talk about Pakistan. So Pakistan is not a very advanced country, though we have all the facilities here in Pakistan. But in the town level, schools are in small districts. All the parents don't have the facility of internet. So that is another problem, that academic is a challenge during pandemic COVID-19. The second, another issue is is financial issues. Financial issues in a way. There are two types of schools in Pakistan, and in most of the countries. There are public schools and private schools. In some good countries, there are only public schools and there is no way for private schools, private sectors. But in Pakistan, we have both types of schools, publics and private schools. Public schools don't have, in Pakistan, they don't have any financial issues. Government provide the payments to the teaching and the non-teaching staff. And the schools are functioning and the education field is functioning. There's no problem in it. But the main thing is the private sector is really suffering. Private sector is really suffering as they are unable to pay to their teaching and non-teaching staff. Why they are unable to pay to the teaching and non-teaching staff? Because parents are not in a position to pay the outstanding dues to the school leaders, to the school management. So school management is also responsible for the payments of the teaching staff and non-teaching staff. So when the collection ratio is only 20% to 30%, then how school leaders, can pay to the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff. So this is another real challenge for school leaders in Pakistan and all over the world, especially for private sectors. And my third and last, point here is that we have, students dropout challenge also. When the amount pile up, when, as we all know that our schools are closed from 9 months, and when the amount outstanding dues pile up, the students switch to other schools. Especially I'm talking about the private sector. This is what's happening. Yeah. In and this is a real problem in private sector facing problems in Pakistan. These are three main challenges school leaders are facing in Pakistan. There is our government, is doing a great job for all sectors, and we are hopeful that they will give incentives to the private sector also. Very good question. Alhamdulillah, we are doing everything, even though we don't have so many facilities where I am sitting right now, or even if there are three types of classes here in Pakistan. One is elite class schools, second is average schools, and third is below average schools. For elite class schools, we don't have any issues. They are using LMS, proper login management system. Teachers are, giving assignments and quizzes and MCQs to the students through proper LMS system in elite class schools. So they don't have any problem, but the real problem is for the average schools and for below average schools, where the internet facility is not there, where the devices are not there. So the real problem is there. So what we are doing, or most of the leaders are doing here in Pakistan, for lower level class schools, and that they are using WhatsApp groups. They are delivering notes and audio, video lectures through WhatsApp, and even through Zoom application, and through many other softwares. They are doing their best to some extent, but it can, as earlier I told, that it can never be the alternate of regular studies. I am giving full confidence where I am sitting as a leader, I am applying management, to functions of management properly. That's planning, and then organizing, and then staffing, and leading, and controlling. So these are the main, functions of the management, and I am applying all these functions of management, and we are not facing any kind of problem. Nikhil, thank you very much for. I am from Pakistan. I'm highly impressed, to watch your motivational lecture, especially when you mentioned the types of energizers. It is energizers. When we are in the classrooms, teachers use energizers in the classrooms, like clapping and laughing and breathing and laughing. So I enjoyed your energizers in the motivational lecture delivered by you. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Wonderful words. I really appreciate you. So basically, I want to take your feedback regarding the current situation, that what kinds of problems you are facing during COVID-19. You know, academically, you described something. Are you feeling something that there is any financial problem or any other problem?